All right. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. All right. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's football scrimmage between the Eustis Bulldogs and the Kemp Yellow Jackets. My name is Trey Oakley. I'm going to be on the call tonight representing the brand new Eustis Bulldogs Sports Network. Looking forward to everything we're going to be trying to accomplish this year with this whole new live stream. Looking to kind of boost it, make it a whole new interactive experience for you guys, hoping that this can be a fun, new, exciting way to bring you sports from Eustis, Texas. Tonight we got a fun matchup. It's going to be a little rivalry down the road between the visiting Kemp Yellow Jackets and your Eustis Bulldogs here at the Boneyard. Tonight's going to be a scrimmage. Don't expect something super crazy. You never know what's going to happen, but tonight's more about preparation more so than the scoreboard. So see a lot of substitutions, coach testing out different looks, but we're excited to see everything we got going tonight. I would turn it over to my broadcast partner, but unfortunately my broadcast partner is just me. Like Jey Uso once said, it's just me, Us. Shout out if anybody gets that reference.
We got like half the team.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, good sir. Again, tonight's a scrimmage, so things are working kind of funny tonight. Had to get my roster sheet from the boys next door, so shout out to my fellas in the booth to my right. It's going to be a fun evening tonight here in Eustis, Texas, as Kemp is going to start off with the ball. Eustis lining up for the defense. Nice run to the left. Nice little quick takedown by your Bulldogs. Great defensive possession on. Kemp lining up, shotgun position. Nice little sneak. Bulldogs getting to the backfield. Nice little drive by Kemp. But taken down by your Bulldogs. All right. Again, folks, if you're just joining, my name is Trey Oakley here and excited to welcome you to the live stream between our visiting Kemp Yellow Jackets and your Eustis Bulldogs. You're going to see more and more as we progress throughout the year, more progression. It looks like Kemp is going to go for a nice little throw here. Never mind. Nice little sneak. Drives it for a nice couple of yards, but taken down. Number 16. Unfortunately, I don't have an entire list of everybody's names, so if I say someone's number and unfortunately not your name, please forgive me, but I was not given a list. All to my own fault. I don't want to don't want that to sound like I'm saying that was someone's fault. This is a scrimmage for everybody, so we're all learning out here, folks. All right. Kept making some decent yardage on this drive, going for a nice toss over to the right, into the arms of receiver number 20, all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Nice possession by the Kemp Yellow Jackets, finding a hole and scoring quite early here in the scrimmage. There we go. Trying to get our huddle camera set up. A little glitchy right now, so apologies for any inconveniences on this end of things. Again, this is our first stream of the year, so have some patience with us. Kemp lining up for another possession. And taken down by your Bulldog, but there is a flag on the play. Shout out the man, the myth, the legend, Richard Gaddis. Just see that the man has arrived here at the Boneyard. Kemp with another possession, running it up straight down the middle for a nice tackle in the backfield by number 23. Yes, sir. I'm Mr. Number 23, Nick Morris, a name I actually have down on my list. Also, number 16 was Rocky Carter. I apologize. I just missed that earlier. Again, for those of you joining in today, welcome, welcome, welcome to the live stream. Super happy that you're here. Super grateful that you're here. Kemp going for a throw. Finds the open man. Taken down by number 5, Davis Billings. The nice assist by Mr. Nick Morris. Nice defensive coverage by the Bulldogs there, but unfortunately that will still be a first down. Again, just a scrimmage. But here to call the action nonetheless. Also, shout out all of our trainers out here, helping out the guys on the brutally hot days here in the summer, sacrificing their own time and energy. All praise goes out to them for always just being so helpful for such. If I was a betting man, I would bet that Kemp is going to run a football player right now. Shotgun formation. Nice run across the backfield. Unfortunately, that will be a false start. You'll also notice tonight we got a brand new scoring system on the bottom. We'll try to keep it up to date whenever we actually enter into more official scrimmaging towards the end of our broadcast tonight, as we have a nice little QB hold. But a nice tackle by number... oh my goodness, who was that? He got lost in the crowd. I'm unfortunately not able to see. I believe that was number 32, Mark Guel. Nice tackle. Could have potentially also been number 19, Deshaun. I believe it was number 32. It's difficult to see in this press box. Again, no, it's just a scrimmage tonight, but still, you might see a lot of fun action here on the Bulldog broadcast. So, obviously, stay tuned and hear some witty commentary by your solo boy. Botched the golly, what's it called? The snap. I almost said botched the fumble, but they fumbled, and I botched the call. So, gotta get re-educated on my football linguistics, ladies and gentlemen. But we're here nonetheless having fun. And thanks again for joining the broadcast. If you're new already, again, my name is Trey Oakley. Here to call the action tonight. It's just me, Jey Uso style, just me, Us. Here to do the best of my ability. But tonight it's a one-man band. At least on the commentary end. There's many of people a part of this team, but tonight, at least on this end, it's just me. Nice little toss by the quarterback. Little over the receiver's head. Nice coverage by the defense to keep the Yellow Jackets at toe. Looks like we're going to finally see some Bulldog offense here tonight. Looking forward to see what our lineup has got going tonight. Also, again, forgiveness if there's any technical difficulties on this end, especially camera-wise. We are still working out some kinks early on here in the season, so forgive any errors or funky camera shots tonight. We are doing our best as we switch over to the huddle cam, which is kind of the main reason why I say such. Also, hi, Peyton. Shout out my friend Peyton, who's joined the stream. I love that guy. All right. Finally getting to see some Bulldog offense here tonight. Again, apologies for some of the glitchy follow-ups. Nice little QB. A nice little run. Or a nice little bit of yardage. Try to switch over to the camera so that way you can see at least a little bit more clearly the action. If you're just joining us, welcome to the first portion of our scrimmage between our JV boys, Bulldog team, and also the JV Kemp Yellow Jackets. Man, oh man. Nice little run by QB Rocky Carter, but unfortunately a nice smothering defensive play by the Kemp Yellow Jackets. And a great throw by Rocky Carter to the referee. Shout out referees being out here on a hot day. It's a sacrifice to be a referee, so before you go ahead and hate them for calling the plays that you know weren't right, shout out to those guys, because oftentimes, let's be real, they're actually the ones in the right. And now I just got a lot of hate. I'm just kidding. Again, we're here for jokes and vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Here to have some fun. Bulldogs lining up for another offensive possession here. Nice run in the backfield, run to the sideline. Kemp forces a fumble, but unfortunately it goes out of bounds before they're able to recover the ball. Nice little break there for the Bulldogs, but unfortunately it still won't produce many productive yards on that end. Another Bulldog offensive possession right here. Let's see what they can do here. Unfortunately, it looks like we had a little malfunction at the junction. Little fumble that unfortunately is not going to produce any other positive yards on this end. Let's try to get you another angle. Here. Looking a little funny here, but an angle nonetheless. Nice little shot of the coaches in case you were interested. Try to go to our huddle camera. See what we got going on here. Alright, Bulldogs lining up for another possession. Nice little handoff to the running back. Kemp again with just smothering defense, holding the Bulldogs right there on about that 35-yard line. A little behind, actually a little closer to the 30. Kemp putting up some nice defense right here. Let's see if the Bulldogs are able to respond. Also, if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe or follow either our YouTube or Facebook pages. You can follow us at EISD Live on YouTube. You can follow us at Eustis ISD on YouTube, or you can follow us at Bulldog or at Eustis Athletics or at Eustis ISD on Facebook here. We appreciate your support, appreciate your follow. It is always appreciated here. Getting into a little Bulldog pile, if you see what I did there. Nice little push by our Bulldogs to gain a couple of yards. High toss. What a catch by number 1 Sawyer Smith. Great throw by number 45 Braxton Ward for a nice little 20-yard gain for the Bulldogs. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it may just be a scrimmage, but tonight you still might see some pretty fun football, so you might as well stick around. Here's some pretty subpar commentary, but at least we're making attempts out here. I'm just kidding. I hope it's really good. If not, I might cry a little bit. If you don't want me to cry, you can make sure to follow us here on this stream that you are watching live right now. But great possession by the Bulldogs to kind of break this little slump, growing yard after yard after yard, and making some nice progression here in our scrimmage tonight. JV boys lining up for another Bulldog possession here. Number 45, Sawyer. Or number 1. Yes. Number 45, Braxton Ward. My apologies. Like I said, Kemp is coming out here with some nice smothering defense here in this JV scrimmage. Shout out JoJo Jones for the nice yeet comment. Appreciate that. That's hilarious. Also, shout out Eric and Peyton. I didn't even notice Eric jumping in the chat. Shout out my friends. I love those guys. God blessings. Nice little timeout here. Give us a little bit of time to breathe out here in the world. Shout out hydration. We always need it. Switching up possession of the ball here. Kemp is going to go back on the offensive end. And let's see what our JV boys can put up on the defensive end. Hope somebody understood that football reference. Number 66 breaks into the line for a nice defensive takedown by your Bulldogs. Also, shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Garner. If you didn't know, Coach Garner was actually at the first and the last supper. Fun fact for you. And yes, I'm allowed to say that. I actually had Coach Garner as my coach when I was back here as a Bulldog. And if you were a Eustis Bulldog at really any point in your time, you probably also had him as a coach. Because he is old. And again, that's just a joke. I love Coach Garner. Kemp with another possession. Recovered by your Bulldogs. Kind of difficult to see right there, but the Bulldogs got into the back line. Were able to force the ball out and make a turnover and capitalize on such great play by the Bulldog defense. Silas Rodriguez specifically was the one to recover the ball. Great defensive possession there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And you'll hear me say it a lot, but welcome tonight to the Eustis versus Kemp scrimmage here on EBSN. If you don't know what EBSN is, it is the Eustis Bulldogs Sports Network. Brought to you by Eustis, Texas. We don't have an official sponsor for EBSN yet. We are willing to take some, so if you would like to sponsor, you would like a shout out here on the streams, we are happy to do so. Yellow Jackets going for another possession. Quarterback's going to take it, run it himself, but the Bulldogs are just smothering him down with the defense, getting him into the backfield with no gainage of yards. A great stand by the Bulldogs for a nice turnover, and it looks like we're shifting things up a little bit. Kemp pushing the ball. Not too far at all. Again, Bulldogs are making a great defensive stand right here. Bulldog defense making a nice little stand right here. Kemp huddling it up, deciding what football play they should run. If I were to make any suggestions, I would suggest getting the ball to somebody who will run it far and then score. I think that'll work. I've grown up most of my life watching the Cowboys, so I don't really know what that really entails. Again, that's just a joke. Kemp breaking up the huddle, going for another offensive possession here. Let's see what kind of play they're going to conjure up. See what the Bulldog defense is going to say. Shotgun formation. Quarterback bobbles the ball a little bit. Bulldogs in the backfield already, and a nice sack in the backfield by number 23, Nick Morris. Great play right there by the Bulldog defense. Kemp huddling it up, calling up another offensive play. Let's give our huddle camera another shot and see if it's running a little smoother. Unfortunately, I do not believe it's going to be doing so tonight. So unfortunately, we may, for the most part, be using our solo still shot camera, at least for the meantime. Again, pardon us for any low quality here at the beginning. And this is scrimmage number 1. This is just a test. Kemp lining up for another offensive possession here. Quarterback in shotgun formation. Lost the play, running in the backfield. Quarterback's going to keep it again. But again, number 23, Nick Morris, again making the stop there. Things getting a little chippy there for nice little scrimmage, but looks like we're having a nice conversation saying, it's okay, bro. No need to crash out. All right. Looks like we're having some other substitutions. Changing things up here a little bit. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome to Eustace versus Kemp. Out here for a nice little JV scrimmage to start. Eventually, not too long, we'll get into some varsity action as well. So, lots of fun football to casually watch here tonight. We appreciate you joining us here on the live stream, whether you're here on YouTube, whether you're here on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to stick around. It is crazy to see. Jenny Beavis, happy to do so. Honored to do such. This has been the goal, admittedly, for this broadcast system. We really want to make sure that no matter where you are, that you're able to tune into some Bulldog football. Eventually, the goal is to try to get more sports. We want to, at least my admitted goal is to try to get volleyball, to try to get baseball, to try to get basketball, especially track and field. Like, we really want to highlight everything that's going on here in Eustis, Texas, and give parents and grandparents and friends and family the opportunity to be able to watch their favorite Bulldogs get to do what they love on the field. So really happy to do so. Robin, game started around 5:55-ish, not super duper long ago. But again, just a scrimmage here tonight. Again, you'll notice the scoreboard is not running currently. We'll play 1 quarter of action to call the night at the end, and so you will see a little bit more action on that end. But yes, indeed. Yeah, nice little 89-degree night out here at the Boneyard. Got our fans out here. We got our trainers with the water. Making sure we're staying hydrated, keeping cool out here in Eustis, Texas. Again, if you haven't already, make sure to follow us here at Eustis ISD Live on YouTube, or if you are watching us on Facebook, make sure to follow the Eustis ISD Facebook page. These Bulldogs making a nice little drive. But Kemp gets into the backfield, knocks the ball out of play. Still recovered by your Bulldogs. But Kemp, again, with some smothering defense here in our JV scrimmage. Thanks, Mom. My mom on the Facebook stream said that the EVSN logo is sweet. Thanks. It's been a fun project of mine. Also, ESPN, if you're watching and you're trying to copyright us, I read the rules. We're good. So, in case you're worried or in case you think you're going to get a buck off of us, not going to happen. As the Bulldogs go for a nice little drive up into the field, Kemp is going for a big bro hug into a Bulldog pile. But again, a nice little run by your Bulldogs. Again, if you're joining us, my name is Trey Oakley. I am audio and visual teacher here at Eustis High School. Also, shout out my lovely wife, the theater teacher, who has been working very, very diligently on Sister Act Jr., which will be showing this fall. If you haven't already made plans to come see it, you should totally do so, because it's an incredible show. It's going to be incredible. I love my wife very dearly. So, if you aren't already supporting theater, make sure to do so, because it's an underrated gem here in Eustis, Texas. Bulldogs lining up. Number 16. Nice little double sneak. Rocky Carter running it to the sideline. Nice little shoulder check for some positive yards for your Bulldogs. All right. Looks like the referee is having a conversation with Mr. Carter about where to get dinner tonight. I think he's asking where the Sonic is down the road. May have been confused on which direction to go, but it's just down the road, Mr. Referee. And now Carter's telling his team where they are, and they're excited as they break out into their line. Shout out Sonic. We all love Sonic. Especially the Hedgehog. Kemp shuffles around into their defense. Rocky with a nice little run, avoids the defender, a nice little sidestep, looking like a Madden play, gets some positive yards for a nice little drive.
You're going to be a lot cooler in here till you open this window.
Okay.
We got a
We're opening the window to stay a little cooler in here. Thanks, Rusty.
She can't see me there.
Shout out Mr. Rusty.
Sorry about that.
Legend who's been helping us out tons with our broadcast. Also, Ms. Harvey, an awesome contribution to our team who's been helping us out for plenty and plenty of years here with the live stream. Bulldogs lining up for another possession. Nice little run.
That's good.
By number 22 for some nice positive yards.
Now this one needs to be.
Working on some technical matters up here in the booth right now. Switching possession back over. Looks like we're going to have another defensive stand by your JV Bulldogs. Kemp with the run to the right, going towards the sideline, taken down by your Bulldogs. Nice little run by the Yellow Jackets, but still stopped by the JV Bulldog defense. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, we do accept donations. The account is Venmo at Trey Oakley _ I'm just kidding. Please do not send money to me. It's the Bulldogs with a nice takedown in the backfield. Nice little play by the defense. Great little showing by our Bulldog defense. This has been a lot of fun to watch, and I hope that you guys on the stream are enjoying. Again, if you haven't already, make sure to like, make sure to follow, make sure to go along with what we got going on here, because we got a lot of exciting plans here for the live stream this upcoming year. So if you want to make sure to see all things Bulldog Athletics, make sure to follow us on socials, make sure to follow us on Facebook, make sure to follow us on YouTube and Instagram as well. Kemp going for another possession, hands it off to the running back. It's the Bulldogs again with a smothering defense. Number 23, Nick Morris, putting on a show tonight. I know his Madden rating is going up because, man, what a great showing. Few substitutions by the Bulldogs. Also, shout out my dad for thanking me for the Sonic references. Eustace Sonic, if you would like to sponsor us, please let us know. We would love to shout you out. I mean, I'm doing it already. We're not even getting paid for it. But that's because we love them so much. Kemp with another offensive possession. Someone's car is going off. Someone's car is going off. And so is the Eustace defense with another smothering possession by the Bulldog JVD. Woo-hoo-hoo. Bulldogs putting on a defensive clinic right now, doing a really great job holding this down. Kemp lining up for another offensive possession. Kemp going for a throw. Throws it into the backfield, but again, the Bulldogs are just there to meet it. Putting on a defensive clinic. Dogs are putting on a show in the Boneyard. Bulldogs putting on a great performance right now. Going for another defensive stand. We are having some camera difficulties at the moment. Please pardon. We're having a little bit of camera funky junk going on here at the Boneyard. Again, please be patient with us. We'll make sure to get that fixed real quick for you. While we may not have the most fancy video right now, I'll still try to keep you up to date as the Bulldogs. Nice little run. Kemp with some nice smothering defense, keeping it in the backyard. If you're just joining us again, we are having a little bit of video difficulty. Just trying to get another camera set up as we stream and try to bring you the best broadcast that we can here on our test stream here at the JV scrimmage between the Bulldogs and the Kemp Yellow Jackets. Just lining up number 45, Braxton Ward, apologies. On the huddle. Nice throw deep into the yard. Received by number 1, Sawyer Smith. He's going. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He is at the 10, the 5, and in the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. Incredible shot by number 45, Braxton Ward, for a great possession by your Bulldogs. Imagine in your brain, folks, a wonderful toss, a wonderful throw, a wonderful reception by number 1, Sawyer Smith. A great possession. And the crowd goes actually pretty wild. Starting our next possession off on the 30-yard line here at the scrimmage. Bulldogs coming up with another strategy offensive. Try to keep this going as long as we can. High fives all around, good vibes out here in the boneyard. Bulldogs lining up for another offensive possession. And we will bring some good video quality to you very shortly. Bulldogs with a nice little twitch into the bag. Number 5. Mr. Davis Billings going all the way to the opposite field, 35-yard line for a nice run. Again, apologies for any video difficulty. We'll have the broadcast up and running for you very, very shortly. In the meantime, Bulldogs putting off a great offensive showing right now. I know, ironically, you would love to see such, but I'm going to try to provide you as much in the greatest detail that I can with my soothing voice. I'm sure it may not be such. Bulldogs running it to the left, but stopped in the backfield by the Kemp Yellow Jackets. Actually, for about a little bit of negative yardage back into the 40-yard for about a 5-yard loss. A couple substitutions for the Bulldog offense. We are growing closer and closer to getting our video back for you, and there we are. Bulldogs take possession of the ball. Nice little fake to the left side of the field. Great blocks by the lineman for a nice little possession of yardage, getting a nice little 5-yard push. Working on having a nice video for you, but while you're here, feel free to send this stream to your friends. Let everybody know that we are out here on the Bulldog Media trying to bring you the best show that we possibly can. Take a little break right here. That will wrap it up for our JV portion of this scrimmage. We're going to take a little break, try to get this camera quality back up and running for you guys so that we can have a nice little run of our varsity scrimmage. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. If you were just joining us, welcome to the Eustis versus Kemp scrimmage. We are now transitioning over to our varsity portion of tonight's stream. So again, bear with us as we're starting to transition over.
I got Sony. I thought you already put it on there.
Howdy, 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 folks. Welcome to the live stream. If you are here, if you've been sticking around, welcome, welcome. We are about to enter into our varsity portion of tonight's Bulldog versus Yellow Jacket scrimmage. Gonna run some plays back and forth, play a live quarter. Have a lot of fun here tonight. My name is Trey Oakley. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Facebook. Welcome to the YouTube live stream, whichever you are on. We're grateful that you're here. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow the page that you are currently on. Make sure to follow us at Eustis Athletics, Eustis ISD, and Eustis High School to stay up to date on all things Bulldog athletics. It's a nice little Thursday night out here in the Boneyard. It's a nice little 89 degrees out here. We're coughing. We're sipping our waters. We're having a good time. Probably heard a nice little slurp. It's actually 88 degrees now. It's gone down. Hopefully it keeps doing that. Lord, if you're listening, and I know that you are, bring it down. We'll appreciate such. All right, all right, all right. Nice little refresh here out on the page as we have our boys warming up for a nice little evening of football action here in Eustis, Texas. Kemp Yellow Jackets just coming from down the road. Nice little journey over here to make it all special. All right. We are still set up here.
Looking for reliable professionals to repair your accident damaged cars?
And shout out some of the sponsors, Lakeside Collision Center, being a helpful partner here for the Bulldog football team. If you or somebody else are looking for a shout out, looking for a sponsorship, make sure to contact us. Eustis High School, here on the page. However you want to contact us, let us know. We're happy to feature you here on the broadcast, here for some advertisements. There's room for such, so don't be shy. Feel free to jump on in. We are happy to make sure that you are featured here on the broadcast for the low, low price of $17,000. I'm kidding. Unless I'm not. If you're willing to offer that, go for it. But again, not a requirement. If you are going to do such, you can send it to our Venmo account. It's at @TreyOakley_. But ups. If you're just joining us tonight, my name's Trey Oakley. Happy to have you here. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Make sure to like, make sure to follow our page because there's some lots to look forward to here on the Uses Bulldog live stream. Happy to have you guys here on our broadcast. Nice little evening of action. If you missed it already, we already have passed through our JV portion of this evening with some wonderful action by both the offense and defensive end of such. Bulldogs and Yellow Jackets have some good showings on both ends. Kemp with some wonderful hounding defense and a great play early on in the night. But Bulldogs really shark back with a locked-in defensive possession. Make sure that it's all going well. All right. Bulldogs on the offensive position. A nice little toss in the backfield. Kemp is just playing some hounding defense, though. Keeping them without any progression of yardage. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here in the varsity portion of our scrimmage between your Usus Bulldogs and the Kemp Yellow Jackets from just down the road. You're just joining us again. My name is Trey Oakley. Happy to bring you the call tonight. Here on the broadcast as your Bulldogs are lining up for another offensive possession here. Kemp playing some pretty hounding defense right now. Third down. Going for a nice little sneak in the back. Going for a nice little toss. Unfortunately, to nobody there in the field. It is going to be a 4th down. At about, I'd say about 15. Bulldogs lining up. 1st down again. We are here on a scrimmage. Nice little pitch to the backfield. Number 2 running it down. Over to the sideline. Kemp just holding it down with some menacing defense. Bulldogs lining up for another offensive possession here. Kemp has been holding it down nice on defense, going from about a 2nd and 7. Bulldogs trying to push this ball. Going for a pass. Nice little toss by the quarterback into an open man, but unfortunately just a little too far for his reach. Great throw, great toss, but just unfortunately just a little smidge away. It's going to be 3rd and 7 here for the Bulldogs. And if you're just joining us tonight, a lot more of a test stream, not necessarily as official and such, but we're here and happy that you are joining us here on the Eustis Bulldog Sports Network, here on the Facebook and YouTube live streams. Super happy to see you guys here. Bulldogs from about 3 and 7. Shotgun formation, throws into the backfield. Nice little run. Nice little toss over to number 2. Great block. Finds an open field. Fortunately, defense is just able to cut him off, but the Bulldogs are still able to attain a 1st down out of this. Mason Paddock with a nice run on that drive. Ethan Marquez with a nice top. Unfortunately, to John Cena out into the field. Bulldogs coming up with the play for the next possession. 2nd and 10 here on about the 49-yard line. That is the 44-yard line. Excuse me. I got bamboozled by the logo. Toss to the back by Marquez. A little pitch over to Mr. Paddock. Kemp with just some strong defense breaking into that back and leaving the Bulldogs still at the 10-yard line heading into the 3rd down. Bulldogs lining it up. Quarterback Marquez with a nice little toss over the field, over to number 5. Nice reception by number 5, leading to a first down, putting the Bulldogs in a great position to potentially score here. Bulldogs are lining up on about the 10-yard line, putting, looks like about the 11-yard line. Unfortunately, I do not have the name of number 5. I apologize for such, but it is not in my data. Looking on Max Preps, we need to get that updated. Bulldogs have been putting on a nice little show here in this section. See if they're going to be able to capitalize and turn this into a score. Bulldogs lining up. Great position to score. Hands it off to number 20. Gets some nice yardage. Gives it to Preston Sy. And that is in for a Bulldog touchdown. Nice little run by Mr. Preston Sy. Great block by the line to make that be like the Lord and part the seas. Or like Moses and part the seas. But God gave Moses the ability to part the seas. So, kind of both. But more so God. Shout out God. We all love God. Bulldogs with a great possession here. Great little offensive showing. Looks like we're going to be changing things around. But a great showcase by Coach Darby and his staff. Bulldogs lining it up for another offensive position here. Last one resulting in a nice little touchdown here at the scrimmage. Kemp with some smothering defense, taking down the running back Preston Sy in the backfield. Great attempt, but Kemp just is able to find a gap and get in there. Nice offensive play, but just met with a great defensive response by the Yellow Jackets. Looks like we're shifting some things around. Looks like we may be getting some Yellow Jacket offense here. Also, I have figured out number 5 is Hudson Smith, so apologies for any such. I had to make sure to go into my roster sheet in my class to make sure I could find him. He's not listed currently on my Max Preps that I have pulled up, but I knew that hair from anywhere. That is my guy Hudson. Shout out Digital Arts. He's been doing a great job in there. That was Hudson Smith. That's number 5. We're going to be getting some Yellow Jacket offense here. It's the Bulldogs lining up for defense. Let's see what the Bulldogs can do here. Again, if you are just joining us, you have probably heard me say this a lot. My name is Trey Oakley. Happy that you guys are here. Happy that you are joining us here on the live stream, here on the Useless Bulldog Sports Network, here on Facebook and YouTube. Kemp lining up a shotgun formation, giving it over to the running back. Bulldogs just running right in for a great defensive stop, giving the Yellow Jackets no yardage to go. There is a helmet off, but thankfully this isn't a Mason Rudolph situation. Myles Garrett is not out here on the field throwing helmets around. What a legendary game. Shout out if you remember that. That was one of the craziest things I've seen in a football game. Valid crash out, in my opinion. Nice little 87 degrees out here in the boneyard, which I know sounds like a lot, but for Eustis, that's low-key really nice. As the Kemp Yellow Jackets are lining up shotgun formation, looks like they're going to try to make something happen as we got about a 2nd and 9 situation here. Quarterback going for a throw, finds the ground, unfortunately. Had a wide open receiver, number 4, over to his left, but unfortunately is not able to deliver on such. Great positioning by the Bulldogs to hold them to a 3rd and 9 situation. Bulldogs lining up for another defensive possession. Kept trying to run it up the middle, gains a couple of yards, but it is still going to be 4th down and a couple. Bulldogs going to try to hold it here. It looks like they actually counted it as the 1st down. I do not believe so, but I was not able to see entirely such. But hey, pop off, King, as the kids would say. First and 10 here for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like they're going for the throw to the left. Bulldogs are right there to smother him. Push him right out of bounds. Nice little stop by the Bulldogs, but a good little bit gainage of yards for the Yellow Jackets. And some nice back and forth here tonight in the boneyard. But some exciting action here at this scrimmage. Hope you are enjoying the live stream. Again, if you're doing so, make sure to follow us here on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you are watching this live stream. We're happy that you're here, wherever you're at. Hope that you're enjoying it. Kemp with a nice toss to an open receiver over to his right, but unfortunately he is not able to bring it down, leaving Kemp with about 3 and 7 here at our scrimmage. Kemp running it right up the middle, but he is met by another hounding Bulldog defensive possession by number 4, Donnie Bevis, coming from behind to lead the charge right there. Kemp lining up for another 1st down. And just a scrimmage here. Bulldogs would have been able to turn it over in a real one. Finds the open receiver in the field. He's at the 30, 25. He is met by Hudson, able to push him out of bounds, but a huge gain of yards by the Yellow Jackets right there. Great toss by the quarterback. Nice far thing. Nice far reception by the receiver. Great play by the Yellow Jackets and a great recovery by the Bulldogs. Able to at least manage it a little bit, but hopefully they're going to be able to keep this down a little lower. Well, welcome to our scrimmage. We've got a nice little audience here tonight in the boneyard. Excited to have some Bulldog football going here on a Thursday night. Kemp night, right in the hot zone. First to score. Quarterback going to take it himself, but he is met in the backfield by number 88 TR. I have no idea who number 88 is as well. Unfortunately, don't have a number on him either. We have learned that we are definitely going to be updating max preps this week. Able to keep it back a little bit. Bulldogs trying to prevent a score here. Kemp runs it up right up the middle. Gets a little bit, but the Bulldogs are able to cut him off and make sure that he is not able to make it into the end zone, trying to keep it down for a little bit. Gonna make it 3rd and score. I forget what the actual terminology is. Bulldogs are able to just keep pounding on defense, presenting the Yellow Jackets with scoring. We may see a potential field goal position here. It looks like the Bulldogs are going to be able to hold this down for now. It's about 4th and 5 to the end zone. We'll see if the Yellow Jackets are going to be able to capitalize on such, or if the Bulldogs are going to be able to keep it held down. Great defensive possession by the Bulldogs. Let's see what happens here. Kemp's likely going to try to scramble into the end zone on such. Hit to the quarterback. Looking for an open man. Finds someone and is not able to connect. Another great defensive possession by the Bulldogs to ensure that there is no touchdown in this yard. Great defensive possession by the purple and gold. Kemp lining up for another offensive possession. Quarterback saps the ball, gives it over to the receiver. Bulldogs are there to meet him with another great tackle. Was that on the play? That was... Ba-ba-da-bum. Number 53 on the play. I believe that was Cooper Gaddis. That was not. Because I see him on the sideline. Quarterback going for a toss. Finds the open receiver in the middle of the field. But Bulldogs just trying to keep him out of a first down and are able to do so. But it is going to be very, 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 very close. Kemp offense finding the open man. But Bulldogs are still just hounding on defense. Just making sure that there is no movement out there on the zone. Couple substitutions here. It is 3rd and inches. Kemp lining up, trying to gain a first down out of this. See if they'll be able to be successful or if the Bulldogs can hold him down for another one. Pitches it to the quarterback, gives it to the running back. Bulldog defense going in. Nice little tackle from behind, being able to bring him down. Keeping them within range. Nice little 4th and inches here. Bulldogs looking for another great stop here, trying to keep this manageable. Keep their little scrimmage lead again. Score doesn't really count here. We're just here for vibes, having a lot of fun here on this test stream. But we're so grateful that you're here anyways. Again, make sure that you follow us and ensure that you're going to be able to stay up to date on all Bulldog Live content here on the Facebook and YouTube channels. Make sure you follow, because this is going to be your primary home for the live streams going forward. Looks like we're having some changes of possession. It looks like the Bulldogs might be switching over to some offense here. Get some more Bulldog action out into the field. Looking forward to seeing more of such. Last one resulted in a nice little touchdown. Transitioning over. Number 11 quarterback Ethan Marquez with a nice reception, or a nice pass earlier. Leading the Bulldogs to a great touchdown. Let's see what other kind of offense that they can bring to the table tonight. Shout out to our sponsors at T Chevrolet, always for providing great quality vehicles. I actually got my truck from there, and also my wife's car from there. So if you're looking for any vehicles, make sure you head over to T Chevrolet in Maybank, Texas. It's a great place to find all your automobile needs. Great people, great cars. Ka-chow. I don't know, I wasn't really given a slogan thing. That was just kind of for free, so. We're doing things for free here, folks! Bulldogs lining up for their first possession of this run. Hands it off to number 5, Hudson. Unfortunately, Kemp is just able to meet him with some smothering defense, keeping him within some range. Bulldogs coming up with another play for the next run. Let's see what the boys in the purple are going to be able to do. Kemp lining up for the defense, getting down. Haddock lining up with the ball, handoff right into the middle. Unfortunately, again, some smothering defense by the Yellow Jackets, keeping it now within about 3rd and 1. At least scrimmage-wise. I think they already shifted it to a first down, but for the vibes, we'll say that was 3rd down. Bulldogs going for a pass. High fly ball deep to right field. I'm just kidding. A nice launch by number 2, Mason Paddock. Going for the open man, Hudson Smith, but unfortunately the Kemp Yellow Jacket defense is able to keep that reasonable and make sure such isn't caught. Also, in case you were wondering, yes, Dez did catch it. That's my opinion. Ba-ba-da-bum. Bulldogs lining up for another offensive possession here. Mason Paddock at the QB position. Hikes the ball. Unfortunately, some malfunction in the backfield results in a fumble. Little miscommunication, but Bulldogs still able to recover the ball. Bulldogs calling up another play. Kemp Yellow Jacket defense has been smothering in this section. Don't go anywhere, folks. After this little portion of a scrimmage, we're going to be playing some live football. Going to have a nice little quarter of action for you. So make sure you stay tuned to the end, because we're going to have some live football going on here. As we got a little pitch over to number 22. As he's going. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. Kemp is able to make the tackle. But that is number 22. Oh my goodness, my page has to refresh. We will get the information for you. That is, drum roll, sound effect, number 22, Ethan Golay with a nice run to bring the Bulldogs even closer to another touchdown. Ethan Gallet with an incredible run right there. Bulldogs trying to get within even more range. Try to put another score on the board. Hitches it off over to number 5, Hudson. He's getting close within range. He is in the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown. Number 5, Hudson Smith with a nice run into the left side of the end zone to put on another score for your Bulldogs here in this scrimmage. Again, points do not matter right now, but we're still calling it because we're excited. Bulldogs lining up for another offensive possession. Long drive with a wonderful catch by number 2, Mason Paddock, running it in for another Bulldog touchdown. Incredible throw by the QB number 3 to Mason Paddock for another Bulldog touchdown. Bulldogs again lining up for another potential time to score. Already 3 nice drives in this game so far, resulting in a nice ideal score. Paddock with a nice little hitch over to Ethan Gallet, but again, Kemp defense is not making things too easy. Putting up a great fight, causing a loss of about 3 yards. Yeah, thank you for joining us here on either the UCISD Live YouTube channel or joining us on Facebook at UCISD. We're super glad that you're here. My name is Trey Oakley. Super glad to have you joining us here on the live stream. We're hoping you're enjoying the broadcast so far. Hope you enjoy everything that's going on. And again, make sure that you follow. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you interact as much as you can. Because we're super happy to have you guys here. Super happy to have the encouragement and your engagement. It always means a ton, and it means a lot to support the program. Mason Paddock with another pitch off to Ethan Gallet. Is able to find a nice little gap, but again, Kemp is just smothering them right there in the middle on the runs. Offensive line able to make a nice little gap, but man, the backline defense is just able to find a way. Bulldogs looking for another game plan, trying to figure out how they might be able to overcome such. Bulldogs lining up. Mason Paddock at the QB position again. Oh, my apologies. That was not Mason. Because Mason was the one who ran the ball. But again, another is just swarming Yellow Jacket defense. I hope somebody's gotten at this point that I've used swarming intentionally. Get it? Because they're Yellow Jackets. Maybe you're laughing at home. Maybe you're cringing. But at least you're watching, and that's why we're happy. If you got any good ideas for some catchphrases that you would like to hear said here on the live stream, feel free to drop them in the comment section in the chat feed. Happy to incorporate stuff, as long as they're obviously school appropriate. Don't be weird. Switching over the ball right now, going to give the Yellow Jackets an opportunity to try to put themselves on the proverbial scrimmage board. Again, the Bulldogs putting on a nice show here tonight. Already with 3 scrimmage touchdowns, and then eventually we'll be getting into a live quarter of play in which score will matter at that point. Again, not going to be official on any record or anything, just more so for the sake of practice and for good vibes. For the love of the game, as the youthins would say. Again, if you're joining us, again, we are here with the Bulldog versus Yellow Jacket scrimmage. A little different from a regular season game, as you'll see rotating players, lots of substitutions, coaches testing out different plays. So, scoreboard isn't the main focus tonight. Mostly it's execution on the field. That's going to be the main goal of such. But again, we appreciate you joining us along for this fun journey. It's been interesting to watch as the offensive lines on both sides are handling the pressure. Especially the Bulldog offense, making some good gaps in moments, but it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to this swarming Kemp defense. Kemp going to give their attempt on the offensive end of the field. Bulldogs looking to hold down the boneyard. Kemp going into the backfield. Nice little run up the middle with the Bulldogs with a nice little bear hug, bringing him down. Make sure that he's not getting anywhere on this field. Going to have second down at about 7. Ball on the 34-yard line. Kemp offense looking to try to put their name on the scrimmage scoreboard. Let's see if the Bulldog defense can respond. Going for a pass. Looking for the open man, but unfortunately hitting the ground before they can actually get running. That's going to make it 3rd and 7. Couple substitutions for the Bulldogs. Kemp trying to run it around, but again, just a hounding Bulldog defense. Number 4, Mr. Donnie Bevis in the backfield, ensuring that that ball is not going anywhere. Great defensive stand here by the Bulldogs, trying to ensure that the Jackets do not get on the board. Scrimmage rules, we're resetting right now. Giving another first down attempt for the Yellow Jackets to try to get some offense going. But again, the Bulldogs have just stopped them at nearly every opportunity apart from one great pass. Maybe they're going back to the pass game, but unfortunately entering into no man's land again. Bulldogs applying the pressure. It's interesting to see how Kemp is responding to such. So far, not so much. But they've had some opportunities and windows where they're being able to capitalize. So let's see if they're going to be able to do such. It's been a nice little defensive showcase tonight, apart from a couple great offensive drives by your Bulldogs. Kemp coming up with a game plan, see what they're going to go for next. Kemp going for another drive right out the middle. Nice cut by number 3. To again keep this yardage manageable. Bulldogs are just not giving them many opportunities to advance this field. That's your live music entertainment for the night. Kemp with another drive, going right up the middle, but met immediately by the Bulldog defense. Isn't able to take them down, but still bet by number 8, Shane Cheek, being able to make the tackle in the backfield. Resetting our possessions back to the start for the Yellow Jackets. Couple substitutions for the Bulldogs coming in. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure to like, make sure to follow, make sure to drop a comment down below. We're happy to have your support, but that's just another way that you could do so here on the EBSN Eustis Bulldog Sports Network here on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to follow us here. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Make sure to support your favorite Bulldogs. Nice pass by the quarterback over to the receiver on the left side. That's going to end up resulting in a Kemp first down. Good possession by the Yellow Jackets to finally get the sticks moving. Kemp has had some great impressive moments, especially on the defensive end of the ball, trying to see if they're going to be able to produce a little bit more offensively. They've shown some glimmers as such with a great pass earlier in this scrimmage, but they just have not been able to maintain it at a high little pitch. Nice little recovery by the receiver, but unfortunately not enough, and he fumbles the ball. But unfortunately, it's taken down before such. I believe that would have actually been a nice little turnover. But, again, it just be a scrimmage. Couple substitutions for the Bulldogs. Receiver had a good set, but unfortunately timing was just a little bit off. But hey, that's what scrimmages are for. Just trying to get that rhythm down, just trying to get that chemistry down as the quarterback pitches it over to number 20 or the receiver. Bulldogs keep slowing him down, keep slowing it down. Finally are able to get him down at about the 45-yard line, leaving Kemp with about a 3rd and 6 situation. As you can see, working on a lot of the details out here. Coach is working very heavily and very hard, making sure that we're getting out there. Ethan Galay jumping in for a substitution. Bulldog defense has been on display tonight, ensuring that that ball is not going anywhere. A couple more substitutions for the Bulldogs. Kemp lining up, shotgun position. Looking to try to make something happen. Tough little snap, but the quarterback's still able to receive it. Looks like he's going to get a first down out of that. Nice little yards for the Jackets. Looks like, yes, they are moving the pillars. Yellow Jacket, first down. Quick little timeout, getting a little water break. Shout out hydration. We all love water. If you haven't drinking any water today, go to the fridge right now. Make sure you fill up your water. We need to make sure that we stay hydrated. Coach is talking a little bit. Looks like we're about to start transitioning into our live quarter of action. I'm not 100% on that, but it looks like we're about to get into such, so we're going to get into some live fun action for you guys. And make sure you stick around, make sure to share this with your friends in case they're looking for it. If you're wondering where to find all things Bulldog Broadcast, make sure you follow us right here on the Facebook or YouTube. Bow. All right. Getting into some live quarter of football here, ladies and gentlemen. Clock only stops whenever we score, or if the Yellow Jackets score themselves as well. Jumping into some live action here, you're going to actually start seeing the scoreboard move around a little bit, so stay tuned for such. All right. Bulldogs. Nice little reception. Over. Finding the wide open man, number 88. Very nice. Bulldog yardage. We're keeping the clock running for this, and again, it's only going to stop if we score or if the Yellow Jackets also score. Bulldogs on offense right now, here for our final little live quarter of action. Got number 11, Ethan Marquez, on in the position of QB right now. Bulldogs lining up. Yellow Jackets scrambling to get into their defensive position. Bulldogs getting ready. Marquez with a nice little top over the top. That is intercepted by the Yellow Jackets. Unfortunate miscalculation, and it looks like he is going to find a nice little drive. Unfortunate miscalculation for the Bulldogs. Yellow Jackets are now going to be in some nice little opportunity to be able to score. They will be on the 35-yard line. Going to pause the clock a little bit just so that we can catch up with the live score or the live clock that we have here at the ball game. Jackets have a great opportunity right here, but the Bulldog defense has been hounding them all night long. Let's see if they can keep it up and try to turn it into a turnover. Try to get us back on the offensive side of the ball. All right, we are finally in touch with the live scoreboard here. Finds the open man for a little gainage of yards. Bulldogs looking to try to keep them out of scoring range right here. do believe we may have some potential camera issues. I am not 100% sure. Bulldogs trying to get around the defense. Flag is thrown on the play. Able to stumble the quarterback in the backfield. Not able to make the full tackle. But finally is able to be brought down by number 11. Mr. Ethan Marquez. Trying to see what the flag here is on the play. Got some mustard on the field, trying to figure out what the causation of such is. And welcome to our live quarter of action here. It looks like it is on the Yellow Jackets. Illegal block. It's going to be second down still. That is on the Yellow Jackets. So second down and about 7. Bulldogs lining up, trying to keep this in reasonable position. Kemp runs the ball, heads to the left side of the field, but is met by number 22, Ethan Marquez. It looks like there's some more mustard on the field. We'll find out what this is about. Potentially a holding call. Again, another penalty on the Yellow Jackets. Still going to be second down, but it's now about second and about 16 or so. Kemp on the 53-yard line, or on the 47-yard line. My apologies. There's not a 53-yard line in football. We're getting reacclimated to the game of football, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're wondering, why in the world did they put the city on the broadcast? Don't worry, I ask myself the same question. I'm just kidding. This is a lot of fun, genuinely. Got about a third down. About 13 yards. Substitutions right now with about 6.5 minutes to go. And clock is running tonight. Just for the sake of the scrimmage here in this live aspect of such. Quarterback draws back, looking for the open man. Bulldogs are hounding him, finds an open man. But still is brought down. And that is going to be a 4th and 10 for your Bulldogs. Actually, 4th and 11, excuse me. 4th down here. Bulldogs got a good opportunity to try to put this back into their hands. Looks like Kemp is going to be punting here. They are indeed. Let's see if the guys in purple can be able to capitalize on this opportunity. Kemp going to be going for a punt. Kemp at the 41-yard line. Oh. Okay. Oh. That was interesting, to at least say the least. Putting it back in Bulldog possession. It'll be a 1st and 10 for your Bulldogs. That's so real, Eric. Bulldogs going to the right. There's some more mustard on the field. Fortunately, you're not able to make much out of that scenario, but we will see what this flag is all about. Substitutions on the field. Got another flag on this play. Unfortunately, a false start on your Bulldogs. That will result in being a 1st and 15. Clock's still running with about 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Bulldogs got a long way to go, but still got an opportunity to do such. They've been able to do it multiple times tonight. Well, let's see if they're going to be able to make an opportunity of it. Let's see if they're going to be able to get back within camera range. That's the the real stumper of it all. Let's get you to at least a little bit of visibility here on the field. Or never mind, that's just a still shot. I'll try to narrate the action that's going on for you. Number 5. Hudson Smith with a nice little run, getting a little gainage of yards for the Bulldogs. Still not able to convert it into a first down, but at least a little bit of a step in the positive direction. That's going to bring us to about 2nd and 13. Nice little gain of 2 yards. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Thanks again for joining us here on the live stream. Again, my name is Trey Oakley. Super glad that you guys are here. Joining us on the Uses Bulldog Sports Network here at the Bulldog Stadium. Boneyard here for some scrimmage action between your Bulldogs and the Kemp Yellow Jackets. Bulldogs lining up for another offensive possession here. Ethan Marquez looking to try to make something happen. Stacking, making it happen. Stepping back, looking for an open man. Tosses it up in the air, looking for Hudson Smith. Unfortunately, is not able to do such. And there is a flag! That is going to be pass interference on the Yellow Jackets. Absolutely no doubt about that one, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be a big miscalculation on the part of the Yellow Jackets. But a big opportunity for your purple and gold Bulldogs. Sticks are moving up. That is going to be a first down. Great call by the referee there. Questionable one. Could have been gone anyway, but now that is going to be a 1st and 10 for your Bulldogs on the 31-yard line. Easy call to make. Marquez takes it himself. Finds Ethan Galay into the field. Oh, what an incredible block! Oh my goodness, Shane Cheek with an incredible hit in the backyard to give Ethan Galay a nice gainage of yards. Pardon for the miscalculation. I got excited there. What a hit by Shane Cheek. Likely a hit in the backfield, but still a pretty cool one nonetheless. As Shaquille O'Neal would say, that's a barbecue chicken right there. But unfortunately, it's still going to be a loss of yards for your Bulldogs. Buzzer is going to sound on this quarter. Going to switch possessions over here. I'm unfortunately distracting my friend Eric from doing his schoolwork. But he's still here nonetheless. Here on the EHS live stream. switching over some possession right now. It's still going to be a 1st and 10 for your Bulldogs heading into this next quarter. Scrimmage-wise, this will be your 2nd quarter here at the Boneyard. Again, it's just a scrimmage. The clock's going to be running the whole time unless there is a touchdown. So. Bulldogs with the 1st and 10 opportunity on the 31-yard line. Marquez puts it in the backfield. Marquez finds an open man, but unfortunately there's some butter on the gloves and he is not able to make the catch. That's going to make it a 2nd and 10. I just got a reminder that I need to take out the trash. So, Amy, if you're watching this, make sure that I don't forget to take out the trash when I get home. I love you, honey. Also, shout out Periwinkle, my dog. I love Periwinkle. She's very cute. An unfortunate opportunity for the Bulldogs. Had a nice chance to push the pins a little bit further there, but now they're going to try to make it go a little further. But Kemp with some nice defense right there. Going to push the sticks back a little bit, unfortunately, making it a 3rd down. Going to be 3rd and 10 here, according to our sticks on the field. Let's go. My wife's actually watching this. I didn't think so. Marquez with a long bomb, trying to find number 2. Oh, a near interception there by Kemp. Looking for the open man, Paddock. But unfortunately, he wasn't as open as we would have thought. Gonna make it 4th and 10. Bulldogs are gonna punt it here, put it back in the possession of the Yellow Jackets. And so let's see if the Bulldog defense is gonna be able to maintain the momentum that they have had all of it up tonight. Shout out wife. She said she's going to take out the trash tonight. We all love wives. Especially mine, specifically. At least I do. It'd be kind of awkward. Well, I hope you do as well. She's awesome, especially at her job. Make sure. Also, speaking of my wife, Sister Act Jr. is going to be showing here at Eustis High School this fall. Make sure that you come out. Come see the show. It's going to be an incredible time. Number 20 with a nice little punt. High drive, deep right field. And it's gone! Just kidding. Kemp is going to possess it on the 40-yard line, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Over on the 40-yard line. Looks like it'll be about the 41 or about the 40.5-yard line. So we're trying to get the camera moved, but unfortunately in this moment, I have no idea where our cameraman is. Kemp going for a pass right now. Bulldogs trying to swarm, finds the open man in the field. Oh, but unfortunately is not able to make the catch. Kemp had a wide open opportunity right there, but unfortunately the door was closed thanks to a nice thing called Butterfingers. Yellow Jackets looking for a pass. Bulldogs finding a great another great defensive play. Finally got the camera moving around again. Again, apologies for such. Had a missing cameraman. He's actually still missing, but we found another one, so finally we'll be able to keep more track of the action, so make sure to get that settled for you, Miss Trauber. Shout out Miss Trauber. She was also my math teacher in high school, but awesome co-worker, and was also the realtor to help me to get my house. If you ever need a good realtor, shout out to Miss Trauber. 4th down right here. We are back on here. Let me make sure to fix our system here. It's about a 4th and 12 for the Yellow Jackets. Oh, let me fix that quarter real quick. Ba-ba-da-ba. Nice little punt. Caught by Ethan Galay at the 35-yard line. Bulldogs are going to have another chance to try to score. Here at about the 6-minute part of this. 6-minute portion of such. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get that down. Be a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for your purple and gold. Really purple and white tonight. Not much gold. But still, you get the message. The referee is blowing his whistle, likely to say, "Get over here, Yellow Jackets," because he's ready for some Sonic. If you're ready for some Sonic too, make sure to drive over by the Eustis Sonic. All of us love it. All of us enjoy it, especially a nice little pretzel twist. You're probably hungry right now thinking about it. This isn't even a sponsorship. This is just for the love of the game. Ethan Marquez with a nice little pitch over to Mr. Hudson. Finds a nice little gap. That's going to be a 1st down for the Bulldogs, crossing the 50-yard line, putting the Bulldogs in another great possession to do such. Bulldogs trying to move it even more on the 50-yard line. 1st and 10. Marquez draws back. Look for the open man. He's going to take it himself. That's going to be another 1st down for the Bulldogs. He's going. He's going. He's still going. He's at the 10. He is right there in the end zone. Going to be right at the 1-yard line, unfortunately. Bulldogs in a prime position to score. But what an incredible run by the QB, Ethan Marquez, to put the Bulldogs in a great position to do such. That is going to be a 1st and goal opportunity for your Bulldogs. Maybe the Bulldogs, but a nice little Philadelphia Eagle push right there. Unfortunately, drops the ball. Making it 2nd and goal for your Bulldogs. May need to take a play out of the Philadelphia Eagles book. Go for a little tush push right here. Let's see if the Bulldogs are going to be able to capitalize on this opportunity. Eustis 2nd and goal, right on the 1-yard line. Prime position to be able to put some numbers on the board. Seems like we have a timeout right now. About 2:58 left on the clock. Bulldogs again have a really great shot to get this into the end zone. Put some points up on the board and take the lead here in this scrimmage. Taking a moment here, getting some water, make sure we'll refresh. Nice little 85-degree weather out here in the Boneyard. Kemp looking to try to keep things reasonable, but the Bulldogs again have a wide open door to try to get into that zone. Let's see if they'll be able to capitalize it again. Marquez at the helm at QB, looking to try to make this thing happen. Bulldogs lining up. Gets it over to number 20 into the end zone for a nice Bulldog touchdown. Got it over to Preston Sy for the touchdown. Again, great drive by the Bulldogs. Looking to try to add one more onto the board. Number 5, Hudson Smith for the extra point. Splits the yellow. Nice. Extra point. And number 5, Hudson Smith. Bulldogs 7, Yellow Jackets 0. Here with about 2 minutes, 54 seconds to go. Apologies for letting the clock run again. I'm just a one-man band, Heath Slater style. Shout out if anybody gets the Heath Slater reference. My dad might be the only one who does. And my mom, too. She's watching. I've just looked into the comment section on YouTube. I love you guys. Kemp looking to try to make something happen here. Nice little drive. Fumble! Recovered by the Bulldogs! Offense run right back out because we got another opportunity for another Bulldog touchdown. Great defensive possession picked up by number 8, Shane Cheek. Clock malfunction real quick. Let me fix that. Got about 2:30 on the clock going back to the Bulldogs. It's going to be a first down opportunity. Going for the pass. Marquez looking deep. Looking for Hudson. Almost makes the reception. With a minute 48 on the clock remaining. And apologies for any scoreboard malfunctions. Again, working as a solo man, at least on that end of it. Working on at least the scoreboard aspect for your live stream needs. Bulldogs 2nd and 10 on about the 30-yard line. 7-0 Bulldogs. Hands it off to number 20. Gives it off to Preston Sy. Unfortunately, Kemp is just holding it down on the defensive end on this possession. Putting us in about 3rd down and a loss of yards. Putting us to about 3rd and 12. Here with about a minute to remaining. Bulldogs looking to try to finish it off this portion of the game with about 30 seconds to go. Passes it off to number 5, gives it over to Mr. Hudson Smith. But again, Kemp is just playing some resounding defense right now. Helmet is off. Hudson Smith with a nice little push, but unfortunately it's just going to put the Bulldogs to them 4th and 10. Guys are lining up. Clock is ticking. Looks like that's about to be it here in the Boneyard for your Bulldogs. The fellas are lining up. The crowd is celebrating. That is going to be a nice little scrimmage dub for your Eustis Bulldogs. 7-0 Bulldogs here in this scrimmage. Again, hey, my name's Trey Oakley. We're super grateful that you guys have joined us here tonight on Facebook, on YouTube. It's been a privilege getting to call this game for you guys. Had a ton of fun here. Hey, Miss Oakley has entered the chat, I just noticed. Again, a nice showing for your Bulldogs tonight. A lot of great plays on the offensive end, a lot of great plays on the defensive end. Shout out Shane Cheek for the great fumble recovery there to seal the deal for your Bulldogs, put the dagger in the heart. Again, a great showing by both teams. Thank you to everybody from Kemp for joining us tonight. Thank you for all of you loyal Bulldog fans joining us. Hey, again, my name's Trey Oakley. So grateful that you joined us here on EBSN, Eustis Bulldog Sports Network. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow along for all of your Bulldog needs. And that is a night from us. Thank you again. God bless. Hope you have a great evening.